Are you looking for a hot trending hairstyle for the summer season? French curl braids are a go-to. They are a must-try hairstyle for the summer season. So guys, I've been doing French curl braids on many of my clients. As you can see over here, there are so many of them I've done, and I said why not I get to do it for myself as well, because it's such an elegant classic hairstyle. And I'm going in for this color today. Very nice color on dark skin. So guys, before we commence, I'm going to show you the products that I'll be using for my hair. This mega growth leave-in conditioner is the bomb. This is what keeps my hair hydrated while I wear a protective hairstyle. So I'll be using this and a combination of coconut oil and sulfur 8 for my scalp. For those who have very itchy scalp, I recommend that you use this. So this is the ointment that I'm going to be using for my scalp to make sure that my scalp stay itchy free throughout when I'm wearing this protective hairstyle. So I'm just going to put some in. You see, it keeps the hair really quite fluffy. Since as a tutorial of this French curl braids are beginner friendly, you have to make sure that you cut these extensions into two. As you can see, I'm using the Cherish brand. In order for it not to tangle, I always cut it into two. No matter how long you want your French curl braids to be, cut it into two, then you can keep on adding it, as you will see later in the video. Then if you're having the same hair texture as mine, I have 4C hair, make sure you moisturize your hair. I'm using the mega growth leave-in conditioner. I put in quite a lot, and I make sure that my hair shaft saturates lots of these products, and so that you can stay hydrated and moisturized while I'm wearing this protective hairstyle. So you can do that as well. And I'm going by incorporating some of the sulfur 8 ointment on my scalp as well. I want to make sure that my scalp stay itchy free, so you have to make sure that you massage it thoroughly after distributing this ointment. And these are some of the tools that are going to aid me during the braiding process: my band for the gel, some clips, some rat tail combs. Then you have to make sure you divide your hair from one side of the ear through to the other side of the ear. If you're here for the first time on my channel, it's all about hairstyles, natural hair care, fashion, and mini vlogs from time to time. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my upcoming videos. I usually share on my YouTube shorts as well hairstyle transformations on my clients, so you want to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on so many hairstyle inspos. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, smash that like button. To begin the braiding process, I make sure that I scoop some of the wax, Redmond wax, on my magnetic wrist band, and I use my rat tail comb to part my hair. I'm going to do 6 lines on each side of my head, and I'm going to do 3 parts close to my ear. Then, as you can see, the quantity that I'm going to use, I use my index finger and forefinger to make a loop, and I put it close to my scalp as much as possible. You want to secure it very firmly, because it's a type of extension that is very slippery. And I'm using the traditional box braids method. Reason being, I want the hair to be very durable. The knotless method get old very fast. And that's that. As you can see, I'm doing it very slowly. If you don't get it the first time, make sure you can take your time to repeat the process again, and you just simply braid it tightly downward. Remember, it's 4C hair, so make sure that you use the wax or gel from time to time to give it that smooth looking finishing. And since as I cut the hair into 2, I have to incorporate little bits of the extension to prolong it, to make sure that it's longer. That's how I do it. So the longer you want it, the more you keep on adding little pieces of hair extensions. And mind you, the piece of extensions that you add should always be slightly smaller than the one that you already added before. So this is how the first one looks like. I'm repeating the process here again. Pay attention, be very keen. Look at how my fingers grab those roots and how I keep it tight at the very beginning of the scalp, and you just have to make sure you follow what I'm doing. And while you're braiding your natural hair, always try to smoothen it down with the little gel and or wax with your fingers downward, and it's going to give you this flawless finishing. And look again right here how I incorporate a little piece of extensions to elongate it to make it appear longer. I'm going to do that twice on each braid because I intend to achieve the breast length. For my returning subscribers, I really do appreciate that you're back. Look at it once more again. I'm adding another piece of extensions, the last one, before I tie the knot. At any point where you see it's a little bit rough, just scoop in a little bit of your hair wax and slide it through your fingers to give it that polished look. This is how I'm going to tie the knot. Take just a little bit of the extensions, wrap it around your thumb, and make sure you pull through that loop. Secure it 3 times and it's not going to unravel. If you're not very sure, you can do it 4 times, but make sure that when you're tying it, do it very strong. And that's it. That's how far we've gone. It's very important that you get the right extensions for your French curl braids, especially if you plan wearing it for more than 4 weeks. The Cherish brand, I trust in it very much. I always tell my clients, if you buy any other brand, I'm not going to braid your hair. Always go in for the Cherish brand because it doesn't tangle as fast. And if you use this method of mine where I cut the extensions into 2, and if you follow this my method, you'll make sure that the curls always look way more fresh. They wouldn't tangle as easy as the other brands do. And that's just how I go about it and make sure that my French curl braids doesn't tangle as much. And one more tip, if you see that it's looking a little bit rough at the ends, you just have to grab your scissors and trim a little bit. That's it. You can rock your French curl braids extremely very long depending on the look you're going in for. You can rock a bob look like the ones you saw at the very beginning of the video. You can make it in a boho style if you need way more volume. That is, you incorporate little pieces on the body of the braids to make it appear fuller and more curls as per se. And that's it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you follow on through this tutorial, and comment down below which hairstyle you would like me to try next, or you would like me to give a tutorial on. And that's that. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Don't forget to share.